All right, welcome in everyone to another edition of the BIS podcast, broadcasting live on the Marvin Network. Josh Green here, no Drew Whittington right now. Drew's a little bit busy, or so he says, but I will be taking it over for you here today on the podcast. And joining us on the podcast today is Mele Langlois. Mele, it's great to hear from you. And hey, I know you got a busy season ahead of you, but this is your first time on the podcast, so I got to say welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Josh.
No problem at all. Again, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know because you've got an important season coming up, the TNT season. No, it's not like the ACDC song. Wish it was, but I know Mele, it's very important to you, and y'all got a lot of things rolling right now.
That's right, we do.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, I'm glad you could take the time out to meet with me here on the podcast today. So, let me first ask you, Mele, a little bit about yourself, kind of get our listeners out there to know a little bit more about you. What brought you to BIS, or first off, how long have you been here at BIS, and how did you kind of jump on the crazy train, as I sort of say?
um, so I've been with BIS for little bit over almost a year and a half now. And I came from a Tarrant appraisal district where I was for about 10 years prior.
Okay, cool, cool. Now, Britt and Brandon didn't have something on you to make you come work for them, did you? You can tell me.
No, no. Did it on my own will.
Oh, you brave person, you brave
Mm,
person. Well, we're glad to have you on the team, LA. And again, let's start before we kind of get into TNT season and everything. Kind of tell us a little bit about what you do here at BIS.
sure. So I'm the product manager here at BIS, and I manage the product team. So we do a few things. I would say high level, we provide support, implementation and improvement of the BIS products. So if you've ever sent in a ticket or called about, let's say, a website update, then you've worked with my team. We also do all onboarding. So an appraisal district or tax office wants to move to a BIS site like TNT. My team works internally with IT and development to get the sites up and running. And then we coordinate with the client to ensure a smooth transition and then provide their training as well.
Sweet. Well, kind of tell us, Mele, what does TNT mean?
TNT is stands for Truth and Taxation.
All right, cool. Okay. So, tell us about, again, the season's coming up. I know it's a busy season for y'all. So, kind of take me through a little bit of what y'all do during TNT season.
Right. So, like I mentioned, we do provide all the support. So, once the client's TNT season kicks off, I would say probably around June, we are here for them. So, any issues, any questions, that they have, my team is here to support them. And then there's some things that we are also doing right now to prepare for the TNT season. Currently, I'm working on requirements for feature enhancements to our TNT product so that development can start the work on that.
Awesome. Well, you take us through, you kind of tell us about, what TNT season is a little bit, you talk about how CADs or, how it's a busy time. Again, it's a busy time for all of them. What's something they can do to kind of prepare for TNT season in working through you?
Sure. So there's a couple of things that the CADs and the tax offices can do to start preparing. One question that we've gotten is, do we have to sign up again for the service? And the answer is no. If you had our TNT site last year, you still have access. Your username and password should still be the same, and you can log in at any time. The first thing that you'll need to do to get ready for 2023 is copy to New Year. So, under your site settings, there's a button that says copy to New Year. And so, once you click that, it'll ask if you want to copy from 2022 to 2023. And you just click yes, and that's all you need to do. Then you'll also want to look at your users. So, if you have new employees or you lost employees, you'll want to go to your user administration. For new employees, you'll need to add a new user. And for any employees who left, you'll need to edit their user profile and mark them as inactive. Next, make sure your appraisal district, tax office, and taxing unit information is up to date. So if there were any address changes, phone number, website URLs, maybe taxing unit code changes, you'll need to make sure that you edit each entity and make those changes. Also, if you're calculating for a new taxing unit this year, you will need to add them under the taxing unit information so that you can access the worksheets to do the calculations. And then, of course, if you need any assistance with any of that, just let us know. You can call us or you can email us at productsupport@bisconsultants.com.
All right. I mean, you get a lot of or you give a lot of avenues on where our clients can go to get help on this. Again, a busy season for Mele and her team through TNT. So, Mele, what's something different? Again, you talked to us. You've been through a year and a half here at BIS. So I know you've been through. This will be, I think, your second TNT season coming up. What's something that y'all are looking to do again to better the process of it from last year to this year?
Yeah, that's a good question. And first off, I just want to give a big shout out to our TNT clients for hanging in there with us last year. It was a rough year for all of us. Thankfully, we made it through with a few bumps and bruises along the way. But this year will be much better. So thank you, TNT clients, for toughing it out. But some of the things we are doing to improve this season, like any software company, we do a lot of testing, but we will be implementing additional testing so that we can provide a better product and a better experience this year for our clients. The product team is also trying to educate ourselves. Crystal, Morgan, and myself all come from appraisal districts with some exposure to TNT, but not any extensive knowledge. And I was introduced to Connie Rose at a conference last year. Connie worked for the state comptroller's property tax assistance division for many years and is pretty much a TNT expert. So she spent some time with the team going through and kind of breaking down the calculation worksheets and then talking through some of the different types of tax rates. So super helpful, and she will be a resource for us going into this year as well.
Awesome to hear, Mele, and the improvements y'all made going into this year. And again, we hope it's a smooth and easy process for everyone out there going through this, especially you, Mele, and your team and all the clients out there. Mele, when you try to interact with the clients and you go through this process again, you talked about how y'all are looking to better improve and stuff like that, and the improvements y'all are made going into this season, going into this TNT season. What's something clients can do if they're having any trouble? Who do they contact? I know they contact your team, but what specifically can y'all do to kind of help easy the process a little bit? If anybody has any trouble, what do they need to be asking y'all?
Well, one of the other things that we'll do this year is going into the TNT season, so right before. So after we've done all of our enhancement features to the product and kind of right before the season kicks off for the clients is we will have a webinar. And so we'll kind of talk through some of the new enhancement features that we've done for this year, and kind of highlight those for them so they can see what is different going into this year. But also, if they're having any issues, like I said, or if they have questions or they can't remember how to, do certain things, really all they need to do is reach out to the team. Crystal, Morgan, myself, and any of us can walk them through the product and help them.
Awesome, awesome indeed. Well, again, Mele's been on with us here today on the BIS podcast. Before I let you go, Mele, I kind of want to learn a little bit about you right quick. Kind of talk to us a little bit about, where you come from. Again, you talked about coming over from Tarrant CAD, coming over here to BIS. What was kind of the fixture to come to get you over here to BIS? And, kind of tell me a little bit about, coming over here and where you kind of started.
Well, like I said earlier, I was with Tarrant Appraisal District for about 10 years. Um, and so in coming to BIS, I knew that there would be change, uh, being on the technical side of things now, but I felt comfortable in that I was staying in the local government appraisal district industry, if you will. However, I was not prepared for the amount of change. Josh, you work here, so BIS moves fast. And
Mhm.
it's a much faster pace than being at the appraisal district.
And I bet you
And then
didn't expect to be dressing up in costumes and stuff like that.
that no, I did not. And so that coupled with, doing webinars and teaching classes for large audiences, learning all these new techie things that I'm learning. So in all that change, I was forced out of my comfort zone. And with that comes growth. So it's been different. I'll say that, but I've enjoyed it. I mean, like I said, it's forced me to do things that I wouldn't naturally do on my own, and from that, there's been a lot of growth within myself.
Well, that's awesome to hear, Mele. Again, it takes special people. I know, as we talk about here internally at BIS, it takes special people to work here for this company. But we also provide that, home touch to our clients to make sure that they're taken care of, and that we always are working hard and making sure that their process is easy as it can get. Well, Mele, before I let you go here today, before the season comes up, and we're fixing to get it all started with TNT season. What's something you'd like to say out there to all the clients as we get ready to start this?
Just to reiterate that, we're here for you. We're in this with you. I said earlier, this is going to be a better year than next year, or last year, excuse me, and it will. But just know that we're here for you. It's that old school customer service, kind of like you just mentioned, Josh. We're here to support you, and so anything that you need, like I said, just reach out to us. Calls, tickets, either one. Text. Yeah, I've gotten texts last year from clients. So, yeah, we're here to support you, and we will do everything we can to make this a smooth and better year than last year.
She's a hard worker, folks, and she does a great job with her and her team. And Mele, we wish you nothing but the best as you go forward through TNT season, and we'll always be backing you up. And hey, again, keep up the good work.
Thanks, Josh.
Hey, no problem. Again, we've been chatting with Mele Langlois today here on the BIS podcast, talking about TNT season. And Mele and her team are ready to rock and roll and help out wherever that our clients listening out there, wherever you need the help, Mele and her team will provide it. Mele, thank you for joining us again, and thank you all for tuning in to another edition of the BIS podcast, broadcasting live on the Marvin Network. I'm Josh Green, and for Mele, we say until next time, so long and goodbye.